Hello everyone, and welcome to a Japanese vlog. I haven't done one of these in a while. This is not my anniversary one. This is the one for the month of February. And since the month of February is spring and all about love, we're going to talk about Valentine's Day here in Japan. And I want to talk about leading up to and the actual day, because they are different things. They are definitely different things. So leading up to, you always can tell when Valentine's Day is getting close because all of the stores start making a really, really big deal. Massive displays of, come buy this, you need this for Valentine's Day, this for Valentine's Day sales, and all of this kind of stuff, at least where I am. So in Japan, Valentine's Day is, well, I should qualify a little bit about who Valentine's Day is about. Because in Canada, it's very simple. It's one day in which both men and women celebrate their love to the other person by buying them something nice. But here in Japan, it's different. Here in Japan, Valentine's Day is mainly for women giving gifts to men. That's right, guys. We have it really, really unfairly easy because it's, I remember growing up in Canada and Valentine's Day was coming up and I thought about that girl I liked and I'm just like, do I give her something? What if she doesn't give me anything back? It's going to be horribly, horribly awkward. Well, women have it just, I would say, a little bit more difficult. And try and follow me on the logic on this one. So, Valentine's Day is coming up. Put your heart potentially into making something for a guy. You give it to him on Valentine's Day. And then you gotta wait and find out how he really feels for a month later. And this isn't, we're talking about the general way this is done. I'll talk a little bit about kind of how Valentine's Day goes. So, first of all, yeah, Valentine's Day here is for women to give gifts to men, and then 1 month later, on March 14th, I'm pretty sure it's not March 15th. It's either the 14th or the 15th. I'm a guy, I don't remember the important dates. But what happens is that then on White Day, men will essentially give a gift back if their affection is returned. And I gotta say, that's quite more difficult than the way it is in Canada. In Canada, at least you get the rejection right away. How bad does it feel to have to wait 1 month and then find out you're rejected? I don't know, might make it a little bit easier, might make it more painful, especially if it's someone that you really care about. And that brings me to the type of gifts, because there are two types of gifts that you can or cannot give or get. Because, sometimes you don't get it. Basically, there is obligation gifts where women give gifts to men that they feel obligated with. So if you work with them, or if you're a student and a guy helped you with your homework one day and you felt that it really helped you on a test, then you might end up giving a gift to that guy. That's really nice. That's really sweet. But there's also romantic gifts on the day, and this makes it even more confusing because, love is such a simple thing. Now here comes the comments, but anyway. I don't find anything particularly that easy about Valentine's Day to begin with, and the idea of just needing to discern between two types of gifts, makes it even more difficult. How do you know when something is romantic? Well, the idea is that if it is homemade, then the idea is that the girl feels more strongly for you because she had to put effort and time. She just didn't go to a store and buy it. She actually made something for you from scratch, and that shows a lot more care and devotion, or at least that's the way I've been told about it. but it isn't always the most easy to understand. Sometimes you will get, homemade stuff that is not romantic, and you just have to kind of figure out where the relationship is, and, that's difficult. But leading up, you see these massive stands and stores that have tons of baking stuff, and I always get super excited for Valentine's Day because, you know what? I love to bake stuff. I love to bake stuff, and seeing all that stuff bake, all those baking goods together that I can make tons of desserts, cookies, cakes, cheesecakes, all that good stuff that I love to make. It's just like, ooh, I don't care about white day in a month. I want to do something now. So even though I've spent 2 years now in Japan, I still stick very much to the Canadian tradition where I just give them stuff on the day, where it's like, no, you don't need to wait a month. Equality, guys. Treat the ladies good. Always important. But I can only imagine how difficult it is for women to kind of have to do this, where they're like, I gave him something, he seemed to like it, now I gotta wait a month. Yeah. So I can find that just a little bit difficult. So I gotta give it to the ladies here for putting their heart on the line for essentially a month. And now, here's our two interesting points about it, at least this year for Valentine's Day. First of all, Valentine's Day this month, apparently there was a news story where Godiva was asking women to stop giving obligation chocolate because there were just too many. There were too many things being bought, and Godiva either could not keep up or wanted to reduce it a little bit. So I found that really funny that they're like, no, stop it, ladies, stop showing any affection that is not romantic affection, which probably is a good thing too, because you don't want to give the guy the wrong signal. You definitely want to make sure they understand the emotion that you are trying to convey to them, whether it be romantic or otherwise. But in general, how I feel about the holiday is kind of mixed, because honestly, just going to turn on some light, extra light here to balance out. Honestly, while I do generally kind of think it's interesting being a guy myself, I also find it horrifyingly scary for the women. So I kind of both like the way that Valentine's Day is done here, that there are different rules. It doesn't help, though, a lot of the times that the rules are not followed, and that some people just do whatever they want anyway. And the other thing is that there are just times where men just give it on Valentine's Day here anyway, which kind of makes me feel a little bit more at home. But Valentine's Day is definitely a little bit more of a different beast here, and it can be downright confusing at times whether the girl actually really likes you like that, or she was just being extra nice this year, and she has no romantic feelings. Of course, I am in general the worst person to try and figure any of that stuff out. So for me, it's like, oh, thanks. Here's something now, see ya! Kind of thing where, a little bit dense. But Valentine's Day, definitely different here, definitely interesting. So this isn't a super long video, this is just kind of a short one. In the near future, I will be recording another one because it is one of the more exciting times of the year here, and I would very much like to talk about it because with love means that spring is in the air, and spring means that it is just my favorite plant on the planet season here in Japan. So next time we're going to be talking about Sakura season, and I will try and make these a little bit more regularly. For right now, it's been kind of a difficult month, but I'm going to do more of these. So see you all in the next Japanese vlog. See you next time.